Token Smart Podcast. My name is Sandy Meows, and I'm here with my dude Rizzle, aka my BFF2. We're here hanging out in the metaverse. Ethereum hit a historic 4K yesterday, and it pulled back a little bit today. But it's so crazy to think that just a couple of months ago, it has gone from like 400 to 4,000. Last week, we had Gary V in the house. Our weekly events are consistently on fire. And on Saturday, we had a massive opening party for Magal and Crypto Voxels with King Remixer, A Collected Method. And the gallery featured a bunch of cool stuff that I want to update you, Rizzle. And of course, we also had Jack's Blast on Sunday with the whole jazz. And they're still doing their giveaway. So, yeah, and yet another show lined up. So, let's talk about it all, Rizzle. How are you?
Yo, doing great. And hey, like you said, our lineup is on fire right now. And a lot of the people in our lineup have been with us for like many, many weeks now, very consistently. So like they're in a rhythm, we're in a rhythm. Lots of people are piling in for, all of the events and everything. And it's cool. It's like a really great thing to see. It seems like it's all like really coming together smoothly. And I mean, shout out to everybody who's like, coming here day in and day out, like, both attending our events and like pulling these things off. And you, Sandy and Dragonate, like held it down all weekend. I mean, we had huge stuff going on this weekend. I wasn't available. Sunday was Mother's Day, and I had some stuff going on as well. And you guys like totally held it down. And I'm getting like DMs talking about how great the event was and how awesome everything's going. And I'm like, I'm not even like able to be there. I need to like find out how it was. And this is like sort of the catch-22 of like having so many awesome things going on all the time is there's just only so much time in the day. But tell me about Magal, because I'm definitely interested in hearing about Jack's Blast, but am a bit more familiar with what they've got going on because they've been regulars with us too. But I actually have like a really cool update for you about them that we can get into. But fill me in on the Magal's thing, because Eclectic is obviously our dude. He's like one of these regulars we've been talking about. He's just like crushing it on a weekly basis, and so he was involved in this as well. Yeah, give everybody the details.
Okay, so Magal happened on Saturday in Crypto Voxels. And like I mentioned, they had a 2-hour DJ set with the Collected Method. Dude, they just get our vibe. They know that we love to party and they understand, making it fun for everybody. So they had their gallery there too, which featured schools and Mad Made Molly But Mamadou. So they have this collection of different schools that they have. These are two photographers and as well as a tattoo artist who go around and these are live skulls that they photograph and in a sense also modify them and make them into art. And the Mad Made Molly, it's exactly that. They're actual party mollies. um, but they don't come with a physical. So it's just, it's just the NFT alone by itself. And they have really cool, pill shapes and stuff like that. So that was that. Super epic. Everybody was in CV dancing or trying to dance. I know I only was able to see Dragonate dance, Lychee, and Conwolf. They were the only ones who were able to render dancing, and all of us who were just there flying, jumping, and emoji, and the fire was on fire. The fire was on fire. The chat was on fire.
Yo, that's
So, dude,
awesome.
epic. Yeah.
I was at the Whip last week. I was having a really hard time. I feel like I cursed us almost. We had like such an epic Whip at the zoo, and everything rendered really, really well. And then last week I was naked and everybody else was naked, and I felt like I was only seeing a fraction of the people compared to the screenshots I was seeing in Discord. So I feel like they keep like tinkering around with things over at Crypto Voxels, and then like sometimes we can get 80 people piling in, no problem. And then sometimes, after you pass 20, everyone's like nude and lonely sharded and stuck in their own frames or whatever.
Dude,
That's cool. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. No, well, I was gonna say that a lot of the reason why it's being buggy is because today, it seems that they're opening up minting again.
Oh my God. Could you imagine
I
how great
know.
it will be once? And I think it's on Matic, right? If I understand the situation correctly, they've figured some way to do this that doesn't get you like totally price gouged for gas, and makes this possible to be fun again, I think. So oh man, yeah, we are actually in conversation with Syncos, trying to coordinate a whole bunch of wearables so that we sort of have some in the store to that we can not only sell for like Whipcoin, on the cheap, but also have some giveaways, and just to give out to the community for helping out and cool things like that. Actually, speaking of which, so we're talking about Token Smart Whip wearables, Avistar wearables, and speaking of Avistar community members, shout out to Blockchain for Prez, who I just saw was like officially brought into our NFT
Hey.
42 channel to work alongside of Colin, aka Stagflation, this summer. So it's always so awesome to see like a community member get like rolled into the fold with not only us, but like any of the cool projects going on right now. I feel like another victory has been claimed. We got another one of our own on our side, kind of thing, and I don't know, it's cool. So yeah, big shout out Blockchain for Prez. Um, but yes, wearables. So you think that has something to do with crypto voxels like being weird lately? The changes they're putting in on the back end.
I think so, just because, like, when there's changes made, it just gets buggy. So hopefully after that, they're able to render. And dude, huge shout out to Blockchain for Prez and congratulations and welcome. Welcome to the team. I know that they've been a winner more than once for participating in our Avastars giveaways. So,
Yes.
dude, congrats.
Yeah, and this position, I believe, has nothing to do with Avistar's creative writing. Imagine that. So they've like somehow leveraged some other skill that they have up their sleeves. Who knows what it is? But yeah, it's even a departure from creative writing, is my understanding. Um, we should probably talk Gary V. And I don't know, like, if there's a whole lot to talk about, but that was like the big hype last week, and it was so cool having him in here, just talking to like the Token Smart crowd. And I know he like shouted out Space Painter. Like he was actually like fielding questions from our audience, and I lobbed a couple questions his way. I honestly didn't anticipate being on the mic as much as I did, but it was cool. And he was just like explaining his project and everything, and got delayed as everything does basically in crypto NFT world. It doesn't seem like it's anything like catastrophic or any major problems. It just, my understanding at least, is that he just wants this thing to be perfect, and it's not quite what he wants it to be, especially because he's trying to onboard a lot of people who aren't familiar with crypto and NFTs. And I was talking to, I think it was Russ Frankie last week, or maybe it was the week before, on how like the communities that are coming from like Amazon, like and expect like a really seamless customer service experience of like eBay and that kind of thing, probably show up to one of the drops in our space and are like, oh my God, like what a clusterfuck. Like this is so confusing and complicated. And on the flip side, we are so used to everything being so confusing, complicated, and janky that if you see anything like go off reasonably without a hitch, like the Meebits drop seemed like nothing broke, or at least not to my knowledge. But even that would be considered very complicated to someone who's not familiar. So it's funny how like you sort of meet in the middle, where like Gary Vee could do the exact same drop, and like the Amazon eBay crowd could be totally horrified and confused, and like the NFT community would be like, oh my God, this is the most seamless experience we've ever had. And like everybody's right simultaneously. So I,
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
I think we're targeting tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure, to be completely honest with you. I know May 11th was kicked around. I feel like when we're going on like, developer time, that means anytime this week. I don't know. I feel like with any project that's like good, this is like the Nintendo philosophy, I believe. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but like my understanding is Nintendo will delay a game or a product indefinitely until they get it exactly right, because once it gets released to the market, they want to make sure it has like longevity and is done correctly so that, it has like credibility and people continue to buy it, not just like a cash grab type of thing. So that's my understanding of like the play here, which makes sense, right? You're trying to do something complicated and like groundbreaking. You might as well like get it right and not cut corners at the very end.
Yeah, and the communication level on their end with VFriends, it's consistent. They're always updating everyone and letting them know, hey, it's not today or it's not, tomorrow, but we will be giving you guys a 24-hour notice once the auction begins. And dude, you mentioned Me Bits, and dude, talk about that because you got an epic one.
I did get an epic one. Yo, wait, back up for 1 second. Have you been in Gary V's Discord yet?
Yeah, Mr. Mod here in the house, you.
I, we, I weaseled my way into the mod team because I wanted to sidestep the chat barrier because I wanted to talk to these people. Yo, the Gary V fans are crazy.
Yeah.
Like so crazy. Not even like in a bad way. It's like
Like,
unlike
I don't
anything
know
I've
if
ever
that
seen
chat takes a
before.
break.
No, seriously, you pop in 12 hours later and it's like the same type of conversations going on. And dude, I mean, you and I have hung out in a lot of these discords where a lot of like projects have not gone off the ground successfully. And NBA Top Shot comes to mind where like, yikes, man, it like early on when like they didn't execute things properly, it was like a dumpster fire in their Discord. Like people were like outraged and like, getting banned, and it was just so crazy. And not knocking NBA Top Shot, because a lot of like that's happened in a lot of places within this space. And so like,
Dude, I think they even did like a ranting channel
yes,
because they just wanted it to be like, okay, if you're gonna do it, then at least do it here. Like do it in this channel here. Don't like spam the other channels. So,
dude,
oh.
yes, you're exactly right. And it's so surreal to like pop into Gary V's Discord every now and again, and everyone's like, "Hey Gary, we hope you got like a good amount of sleep last night, and we know you're working hard, and take care of yourself and like all this
Aw.
stuff." I'm like, "Yo, Gary V's fans love Gary V, like really, really love Gary V." And so yeah, so I was like seeing all this going on, and a lot of them have like super noob questions about NFTs, and I saw some of the people who had been hanging out in our Discord when Gary Vee was there, so they're figuring there must have been some crossover, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can weasel my way into a mod position so I can like figure out what's going on in the back end of things. And yeah, so now I have access to secret channels in Gary Vee's Discord that I
Ooh.
yes, very secret mod channels where they ask me basic NFT questions. Um,
The
but it's
leaks, the
cool,
leaks
man.
are coming out.
Their whole team is like just as positive as his fan base. So it's fun. I like hop in there. Zane, Zane. Zane's
Zane
like
is
such a
so
nice dude,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Zane's such a nice dude, and he's like, Rizzle's the goat. He'll help you out with the NFT questions. I'm like, all these people are like almost like more positive than I can handle. I need like a healthy dose of sarcasm on the side on most days. No, but it's good stuff. So I don't know. I'm excited to see. I just saw that he was like lowering his prices or something to compensate for the ETH price rise, which is a nice bonus
Yeah.
for his fans who might have bought ETH last week, waiting for this drop, and then all of a sudden they get the ticket on sale and ETH goes up and everybody wins. Or the NFT, I mean. Um,
Dude, and
yo,
he's doing a
yeah, good.
Dutch auction on his work too. So what that means, it's like it's going to be a initial start price and then it continues to decline um, in price over time. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. it'll be interesting to see if they like fly off the shelves right away, or like how people are feeling about price points. Given, I feel like anytime ETH does this, like skyrockets, all bets are off. I feel like sometimes it like encourages people to not spend it because they think it's going to keep rising. And then I feel like sometimes it's the opposite, where everyone's like, we better dump this while we can before like the bottom falls out. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's like wild times in the crypto market to release a drop. So I don't know. Now's as good a time as any. This is the same. The Dutch auction is the same model as the Meebits,
The meat bits,
which,
yeah.
yeah, yes, which I hit the lottery. Thank you, Sandy, for encouraging me to
You're
play the
welcome.
Meebits, the Meebits lottery. Oh man, I was like, strongly considering. I first of all, I was like strongly considering not getting in on it at all. And it was like, dude, it's Larva Labs. All they do is, OG epic projects, and they've only done a handful of them. Why would this be any different? And I'm like, E.5 E. And then so do it, and I'll probably be happy that I did, almost no matter what. Even if I like, roll the dice and get a dud, they are pretty cool, and I believe in the use case for them, right? I mean, if this is like one of the first like truly embraced interoperable avatars, then this is another like historical NFT that Larva Labs has released, right?
Yeah. Dude,
Um,
did you see that some people are having their meat bits dance? Have you seen that on Twitter?
yes, I want to make mine dance. Do you know
Mine
how?
too. I don't know. No, I was gonna ask you. If anybody knows,
No,
please let us know.
yes, please let us know. Um, so I'm like, you're right, right. This is one of these things. It's a high price point, but even if you get one that's not as like highly valued, there's almost no doubt that this will eventually be like another punks type of thing, even though nothing will be entirely or whatever. So yeah, dude, I was like, all right. Well, then I was like, okay, maybe I should, for the price of like one. I saw what they were being relisted for on OpenSea. I was like, for the price of rolling the dice on a new one, I could almost get two of the, I don't want to call them like rejects, like they're all cool. All of the ones that are not rare or whatever on OpenSea. And so I decided to roll the dice and fucking got a robot that is with like headphones on, and it's in like a one-piece jumpsuit, and it's got to be one of the most epic ones that I've seen. So I took Trizlet's advice, put it on the market for 1,000 ETH. I got a 50
Good.
ETH offer.
Sweet.
My folks think I'm crazy. I was at my mom's place for Mother's Day yesterday. My brother, I think, like, went pale when I told him like the offer that I'm like turning down on this thing. I'm like, no, man, you understand, like interoperable NFTs, and he's like, you are swimming in the Kool-Aid. Um, and I might be, but I don't think I am. But I might be. But I'm willing to. I don't know. I feel like you hit the robot, you gotta go. You gotta go for the home run, right? And
Exactly.
like Pranksy scooped up one of the aliens for like 200 ETH over the weekend off the exploit, which apparently he didn't know about. But my point is that some of these are going for 100, 200 ETH like right this second. So if it has any long-term valuation, I think I did all right for myself. So drinks on me in Vegas, Sandy. I sell this Meebit. We're gonna party. Token Smart
Pina
Conference
coladas.
2022 in Las Vegas for sure.
Dude, that's epic. No, I'm really jelly of yours and congratulations because as soon as you posted that one, it was like boom, like no words, no comment, mic drop. Look what I got.
Dude,
So
I
nice. Good job, good job.
something up on my phone. I was
Um,
like, I must have pressed the
you
wrong button
mentioned
or something.
something, and you mentioned CryptoPunks, and you know how we've had a series of just copycats with the punks. Well, now there's also meat bits, and there's naked ones now that are being sold. So there you go. That's what
I did
happened.
not see that. But I did see this like interesting debate about like NSFW NFTs, which I don't really like have a strong opinion on. I sort of feel like, they're gonna happen whether anyone cares about them or not. But I did get tagged in a bunch of like hilarious like voxel NSFW like NFT projects. Like, oh my God, these are so funny. I get that they're not like everyone's like sense of humor or like whatever, but these had mostly been off my radar for whatever reason and not showing up in my feed up until this point. But there's some like really funny projects going on, so I don't know. I can appreciate the sense of humor in almost anything.
I
But no,
actually own one.
oh yeah, which
It's like, okay, so
which one?
This part is a little NSFW in case there are any kids watching.
So this is from Adult Arts, and this is a project by Jen. So what she does like a cock on the blockchains, and so she gave me a little, a little. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I think a cock cake, a little cupcake, but it's like very NSFW. So we should have probably said like, if there's any kids listening. um but yeah, like it's really cute, and if you guys want to see it, I'll drop the link and you guys
Nice.
can take a look at it. It's a little cupcake, and it has, a pee in there, and that's it.
Totally link drop worthy. Uh, I was thinking about that actually, like over the weekend. Like we must be, I saw a post by Brian Brinkman who's talking about how there's someone who essentially airdropped like 100,000 plus NFTs, basically like as an advertisement, and they minted them on the Matic network, so it costs basically nothing. And how we're going to be seeing more and more of that, and it seems like this is the direction like everything's heading, right? Like we're eventually going to have like an NSFW filter on our like NFT wallet, and like probably like a spam filter that advertisements and like random things just get like dumped into, and it's gonna like end up being like email 2.0, or something where you have like different ways of categorizing like all like the random like inbound shit and like people are sending you and like all this kind of thing.
Are you
um
talking about the features of the Rizzo wallet?
Perhaps I am. I don't want to alpha too much, but we did have a legit meeting with the people who are building the Rizzle wallet on Friday, and yeah, it's for people who didn't think it was actually going to be a thing. I think I might actually be able to manifest this shit.
Dude, I remember I remember in Texas, you kept pushing it to Jim, and then Jim was like, "It's not gonna happen." And you're like, "It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And look at you now. It's happening.
Dude, I've been beating the Rizzle wallet drum for like almost a year now, and I'm only getting louder because I feel like I'm making more progress. So, yeah, we had a team Rizzle wallet meeting, and it was called that, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So, so I don't know. We'll see if it actually makes it on like the public name for this wallet. Jim's set on this being like the internal name for this wallet, and I'm like, there's no way if this is the internal name for the wallet that I'm keeping it internal. Like this is absolutely the external name. Like full stop. So we'll see. It's still a point of contention, perhaps. It hasn't been formally discussed, the title, but the ethos of the Rizzle wallet is something that is very much under development, which is extremely exciting, and it should be rolled into NFT 42 stuff. So yes, we'll find out more about the Rizzle wallet as we get closer.
Dude, you also mentioned that we're all moving towards like, different platforms, Matic, etc. And yeah, lately I've been seeing a lot of Hicket Nuke. I don't know if that sounds familiar
Yes,
to you. Yeah, and they're on the Tezos platform. So they're making things happen there too. A lot of it reminds me a lot of Ethereum back when it was in like 2018, where things were just like $5 here, $20 here, free stuff there.
it's
um
cool.
it's really cool, so I like what they're doing over there.
No, that's fun. I have not made my way over there yet, although you're like speaking my language. I love that kind of thing. I've been having like a very similar experience playing around with stuff on the Wax blockchain, which is similar in the sense that there's like a lot of cool like diamonds in the rough and stuff to be found for like a couple bucks, and yeah, you could like load up $50 and it will like go a very long way. So yeah, it'll be really cool when all of this stuff is, I hate to use like the buzzword like centralized or whatever, but right now I feel like everything is so fragmented that that's like a big deterrent for me, is that I just don't want to have like a shitload of wallets in like all different places that I need to like open up many things to look
Mhm.
at my stuff. I just want the Rizzle wallet, right? Where I can see all my things in the
Dude,
same damn
Rizzo
place.
Wallet has everything, guys.
Yes, everything. Yes, basically everything. So who doesn't want that, right? And it should have a good segue for these Jax tokens, NFTs that we're trying to give away. I believe we got 2 different ways you can get your hands on one for this past week, which is filling out the Google form off their Twitter account, or we've got a Twitter contest going where you can drop your Ethereum address. And he's got like up to 5,000 of these things and has been talking about different ways of rewarding the people who have been, consistently showing up for events and collecting these things. So yeah, free NFTs. You don't even have to claim gas to pay it. You just have to literally drop your ETH address in the form or retweet the thing and tag the people or whatever, and it just will get sent to you automatically and everything. So plus they're cool. Plus they're cool. They're giving you
Super
a free
cool.
NFT. But Sandy, this is what I was going to tell you about earlier. So as it turns out, they actually do a feed the homeless people, feed the local homeless people food drive type of thing on a consistent basis that I wasn't even aware of until today. When he had sent me a link this morning, and I'm like totally blown away. It's actually not too far away from where Love Handles lives. And so I got in conversation with him because this has been like an ongoing thing, ongoing like good problem to have, where we raise this money and don't know what to do with it. So as it turns out, we're actually going to partner with Jack's Hideaway, aka MetaJax, the jazz operation, and we're going to contribute a good chunk of change to their efforts to feed homeless people. We're going to do some cross promotion. And hopefully be able to work with them on an ongoing basis so we can do more of these NFT food drives, because we were sort of stuck on what to do with the money. But if we now have a partner that we can depend on, that goes a long way. And, now we can start making some more NFTs and, raising funds for the next time around to feed some more people. And Love Handles has been in conversations with the Rare Pizza team, and they want to team up with our fundraising efforts and will match a 1 Ethereum donation. And I think we're going to give a shitload of pizza to a shitload of homeless people is essentially how this is going to play out. So I was, as soon as we found out that they would match it, I'm like, yes, if they're willing to distribute to feed homeless people, we'll kick in 1 ETH, they'll kick in 1 ETH, and that will be an awesome thing. So, we've been like pushing this boulder uphill for a little while now, trying to figure out who we're going to team up with now that we raised all these funds. But in the meantime, the price of ETH doubled, and now we found some dope partners, and it seems like all the pieces are falling into place. Plus, like, Tim is like such a great dude and is such a huge fan of ours. And Sandy, I think you're on the hook to like go play a set with
I don't know if I'm playing a set, Doug. I'm not ready yet. But I was talking to my friend, and she's down to go with me on May 20th
Oh shit, that's
to
soon.
be there live. Yeah. So yeah, that's
What?
super soon. That's in 10 days there. And how dope is it that all these network effects and friendships and connections that we're doing, and the people that we're meeting, they're just like on the same page that we are in. Like, Love Handles, Tim, like, dude, yes, I love all of
Yeah.
this.
Right, it's so exciting, like, to do it all. I don't know, it really just feels like this is like what a like community should really be like, right? Like, everyone just sort of figures out a way to like help each other out, and pulls on their resources and pulls someone else in. And it's so amazing to see it just sort of like start at like a grassroots level and just work itself out based on like all the people we know who care about like the same type of things that we do. And that's so cool that you're gonna be this is gonna be the first official like in real life live Token Smart broadcast, right? Something like that.
I don't know because okay, so he said like, yeah, we'll get like a booth set up and everything with tokens for it. And I'm like, wait. I just want to show up and like enjoy first and just
You gotta sing.
listen to some jazz. Like I'm not ready for that yet. Like let me let me in, like, let me smooth in there. So I want to go and show up and just enjoy the atmosphere, the environment, the artists, and then just get a feel for it. And then of course, yes, please, yeah, have a booth there for me later. But I wanna have a little drink here when
Yes.
I show up on the 20th. Yeah. And
Sandy on the mic, 2 a.m.
oh man. Sandy on the mic, 2 a.m.
Sandy on
For
the
sure.
mic. It'll be great. Yo, that's really, really cool. And yeah, I mean they've really like brought like a cool new flavor to our whole like Discord lineup. And we should talk about like the cool new flavor that we have starting this week. We've been introducing like thing
Yes.
after thing after thing, and every single one is dope. But go ahead, Sandy, drop the news.
The news is that Connie Digital and My World will be having a weekly event with us, and it will be on Thursdays following the Cypher events, and it will be bearish or bullish, or bullish or bearish. I need to look at the title again, but
I think it's bullish or bearish.
there you go. Yeah, so they'll be here every Thursday with us. Like I said, following the Cypher events, and then right after, we're back at Jazz.
Dude, I have been bothering Connie for what feels like my entire life now. Like trying to get him on here to like do a thing, and he's sort of like dipped his toes in the water a couple times, and I was like, yo, Connie, you should start a podcast. And he actually sort of did, and then was like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense. I'm here like talking to myself. And we had like a good laugh about it when he came on the podcast with myself and Matt a couple months ago or so, and now it's finally happening. I wasn't sure at first. I was like, all right, cool, man. Like a one-off, of course, man. You're always you're welcome to do a one-off. Connie's legend, and the door is always open for him. But when I saw it was like weekly with My World, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is on. And he like wedged it right in that prime time slot in between, after the whip, in between Cypher and Jack's Hideaway. The rise of like the audio NFT scene, right, in our
Yeah.
Discord. I'm looking at our lineup right now, and I'm like, dude, it is like not all audio NFTs, but so heavy audio NFTs right now.
It's because we know what's hot. We know where it's at.
Yeah, it wasn't even on purpose. Honestly, it just sort of seems like it evolved in that direction and everything. But I'm looking at our lineup right now, and there's a few of our like staple weekly like podcast listening parties, talk show type of programs. We got Libernet now, which has a different angle on things. We got the Whip, obviously, but almost all the rest of the stuff is all like audio NFT type of things. Well, Boombox Head is sort of in like a category of his own, even though I know he like dabbles in that space. Yo, my Oculus sucks. It's like
Oh
so
wait,
annoying.
yeah. Talk to us about that. What feature? What else did you need? Because I have an Oculus, and I went into the room all late.
Oh, it
It was
doesn't.
super late.
It doesn't suck. But Boombox Head is just so far out in front of everything VR, and that he just runs like a much higher end thing. And for certain really high end things, you just can't get in with an Oculus. It'll like literally say when he like drops the portal, like it doesn't literally say like you can't go here, your thing sucks, but like basically
Should basically say that though.
yeah, so they all yeah, it should. So they all like went to the weed room while after like leaving the Meta Factory office, leaving me stuck in the office all by myself, and everyone else is like looking at weed plants, walking around the weed room. And then they went to like some apartment in New York City, and I was just like wandering around the office all by myself. I was trying to make a mess, like throw a bunch of his things around in there, which is pretty fun and everything. But no, shout out Boombox Head. It's really, really cool. I don't know. It seems like if we were going to start ramping up any type of programming moving forward, I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that kind of thing start to make an appearance in our Discord as well. Because
Mhm.
our buddy with the Metacloak, based Anon, he was just like in there with us. I didn't even realize that
They knew
was
each other.
a yeah, yeah. I mean, like, going back to like the community connection, right? So I mean, it would be cool, man. I mean, Jin has been in the game like for a million years and has done a few things with us in the past. He's another one on my short list of people I've been like annoying for a long ass time, like Connie, to start doing a regular thing with us. I'll get you, Jin, eventually. uh, but oh, it's interesting. I didn't even think. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Sam Bruckman's project with the drawing a blank, this like museum piece essentially sold. That was a revolutionary async art audio NFT project with the choir and everything. Betty's Notebook.
Oh, wow.
That thing sold, which was some groundbreaking thing. Yeah, so maybe this is the future right now, all happening in the Token Smart Discord with all OGs, man. Our lineup is so awesome.
Dude, I'm looking at that Betty's Notebook, and it brought over 375,000 in total sales. And
Yeah,
it's the world's first work of programmable classical music.
it's the scope of that project is like mind blowing. I mean, it's like it's its own thing. It's like absolutely like a museum piece that needs its own like explanation and demonstration and walkthrough to like fully appreciate it, and in a good way. And once you like really dive deep into like all the bells and whistles and like things going into this project, you're just like, holy shit, man, like nothing like this has ever been done before. And this is going to be like one of these things that like 10 years from now they're like, yes, this is like the first thing of this like thing that started programmable music that's able to be experienced in this way. So I don't know. Sam's the OG of like the Token Smart fam, like Whip crew has been on our thing a million times as well. So shout out Sam. It's awesome to see like all these community members like just coming up and having a lot of success with like the stuff that they cared about before like nobody else did. I can't even tell you, Sandy, how much joy it gives me to see Easy hosting these like cypher rap battles. I feel like, dude, like a year and a half ago, Easy wanted to do this so bad, and like it just, the space wasn't ready for it, but I knew how much he wanted to do this, and he just seems like so happy doing it. And there's so many like examples of like that kind of thing happening in the space. Quigbell, shout out Quigbell. I mean,
Yes.
she like, when we were like talking to her about like getting a job working for Avastars and everything, she's just like loves Avastars so much and was like down to roll like anything Avastars. And people getting the opportunity to be able to you know spend the time working doing the things that they would be spending the time doing anyway if given the choice is like so much fun. So I don't know, all these people that are having success right now, I feel like it's really well deserved and well earned.
Dude, shout out to Easy and Quick Bill. They're definitely in their element, and they're just doing them, and they're having fun with it, and they love it. They're doing such a great job. And shout out to a Token Smart and the Easy listening party too. I know you guys are
Hell
here
yeah.
listening. If someone could do an airdrop right now. And shout out to
Boom.
our mods, like,
Hell
yo,
yeah.
like they're literally helping out everyone. Thank you so much for that.
Dude, it
That's
all starts and ends with them, right? I mean, they at the end of the day, like, our stuff would be a mess if it wasn't for a lot of the mods like really in there day in and day out. Like, you would think, or maybe you wouldn't, man, but like, the bot situation, I mean, you look at some of these other discords, we've had this conversation before, and the people who aren't on top of it, it's a mess. And even when you are on top of it, I was like, lurking a little bit a few days ago, and it's like, a new wave of bots came in with like a new strategy, and there's like a new way of like identifying them, and it's like, this constant uh battle of like whack-a-mole to sort of like keep the Discord like a clean, user-friendly experience where like someone joins and they're not getting constantly hit up with like DM'd with spam messages coming from our Discord, type of things. So yes, big shout out to all the mods. Both Token Smart and Avastar's mods have had their hands full lately and are straight crushing it.
Hey, well, dude, we're coming to an end, and I know we have a meeting coming up as well. So, anything else that we have
No,
not covered yet? I think we pretty much covered
you
everything.
shout out you, Sandy. It all hinges on you
Dude,
too. We couldn't do it without you. Absolutely, 100,000%. So thank you for kicking ass this weekend and all the time. Appreciate it.
dude, you're very welcome, and thank you. Like, I want to give you a high five, clap.
Boom. Virtual,
Thanks.
virtual high paw.
Oh, oh yes, hi, Paul. You. All right,
All right.
guys.
Think we're good. Shout
Yeah,
out
we're
Easy
good. Let's
Listening
do it.
Party and me out.
Meow.